Hey guys, we are in the basement and today we're gonna do another John's Arcade on the road. That is right, we're gonna hit the road today and we're gonna visit my friend Jay's arcade. And let me tell you something, Jay has a very impressive collection of games. You guys are gonna love his collection. He's got some really rare games, some really cool games, and we're gonna walk through his entire arcade and really just talk about every game in his collection. You guys are gonna love this because this guy's got some stuff that you have probably never seen before. He's got some stuff that I lust after. He's got some really great games. So why don't we get in the car and let's take a ride over to Jay's arcade. Alright guys, we are here at Jay's arcade. Let's see, Jay? Hello? Housekeeping?
What's up,
Jay? What's up?
Welcome to my arcade.
Dude, we want to see your arcade, can't we?
Yeah,
can't we, Jay?
let's do the tour.
Alright, so this is like the first floor here, right?
Yeah, this is the living room area.
And so you have a original Midway Pac-Man cocktail.
All original.
Looks pretty good, except for this stuff here.
Yeah,
I don't know.
we'll flake in. We'll take care of that, John.
But you've got like a multi-kit in here, right? Or no? This is
just plain old Pac-Man.
All right, gotcha. Cool.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like your little bar room.
Yep.
Right? And I love it. I love the TV. Actually, I'm totally jealous of this bar. And check out these ice cold beer coasters.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah, no, it's a nice addition.
I'm jealous of those, actually. And then you have an ice cold beer right here, which is one of my favorite games, absolutely. I love it, man. So he's got ice cold beer. What's that?
It's good in the bar, yeah.
It does. It's like the bar theme, right? And then over here you have Revenge from Mars.
Yeah, yeah.
And some monitors hiding
Some
underneath.
monitors, yeah.
Oh, those are 6100s?
You got it.
All right.
Yeah.
And so Revenge from Mars. But really, this is not your arcade. This is just the upstairs.
Yeah, this is just,
So,
nothing.
can we go see downstairs?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so let's go. And you got the games neon.
The game sign up, yep.
I like this. What do you call this? This texture?
Plaster?
Yeah.
Textured?
This seems kind of Italian to me. I don't know. Where's the statues? You have those and stuff?
With the lions outside.
All right, so here's the basement, and you've got some cabarets here. These are kind of work in progress.
Right.
You've got a Dig Dug cabaret,
Yep.
and you've got a lot of cabarets, I think, right?
Yeah, pretty good size.
And a Tron cabaret.
Yep.
The cabarets are awesome, dude.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, was there wood during the Tron period, though?
Yeah.
You think so?
John,
Do you think?
I mean, everything was wood back then. I mean, it was 80s vinyl wood.
I know, but it's like a futuristic game with wood.
Well, they put it on the
I've
side
always wondered about that. Like,
they put it on the side of cars. I mean, they put it everywhere. TVs,
I know.
arcade games.
But I'm saying it's a futuristic theme.
We're going back to
with
the future.
wood.
Right. Some vinyl.
Anyway, all right. So enough of that. So you got a Spy Hunter cocktail,
Right.
cockpit.
Yep.
Which is sick, by the way.
Thanks,
Look
dude.
at this on the bottom there, man.
Yep.
I mean, Spy Hunter was like a really... I mean, this was a game, actually, when I was a kid, I loved it, you know. It's got the Peter Gunn theme. You're driving like a James Bond car with all these weapons and stuff. And,
The weapons are the best part.
yeah, I know. And you drive into like a semi to get...
It's kind of like a Knight Rider theme, you know?
Yeah, totally. It's totally Knight Rider.
Yeah.
And so this looks great, man.
Yeah.
So is that how it originally was?
No,
okay.
There used to be vinyl here, but you can see it cracks all the time. So somebody put a piece of wood here to
That's not a bad solution.
some fat asses.
And there's speakers behind here?
Speakers in the back, yeah.
Oh, I never knew that.
Speakers in the front and the back in the cockpit.
I love the SH logo on the bottom. I think that's slick. And did it come with the monitor brackets there, like on the bottom?
Oh, those are additional, yeah. Those are in case I need to swap with the monitor. I didn't even know those were there, John. Thanks.
And then you have Star Castle, which is a classic Cinematronics vector game.
Yeah.
And it's a black and white vector game with an overlay, right? So it gives the illusion of color.
Yeah.
And that was a game I loved as a kid, man.
Yeah, it's fun. It's hard, but it's fun.
Yeah,
Music.
and it's like an asteroids type game, except you're trying to get the ship in the middle by breaking the core around the
Force field.
Yeah, the shield around him.
Right.
And then here you have a Space Fury cabinet, which is another Sega. Actually, it is a Sega vector game, and I actually did a video of this at Fun Spot not that long ago. But what you have in here is the multi Sega vector board, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And
all that.
holy
nonsense down
shit!
there. Yeah, so
That's
Vector
it?
Labs did, yeah, that's you swap all the boards out with this Vector Labs kit that he made, and
Oh no!
it makes it a no. It's because we opened the door.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what Okay, so is this the original board in here?
A few of them are original, but then this board right here is the Sega, the Vector Labs multi-board. So
I see. So it replaces one of the boards in the stack, or is
it actually replaces two boards. It replaces the ROM board and the CPU board. So.
Wow, dude, that's hardcore, man. Was that hard to install?
It took the hardest part was installing all the soundboards because you have to find all the soundboards. So you still need the original and the 3 original soundboards.
I see.
And those are the hardest part to come across because nobody wants to give those up.
And then what's this thing all about here?
Well, that should be like strapped up here, but this is the interface board for the spinner and all the other buttons.
Okay.
This is something that comes with the kit. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's intense, dude. So can we kind of just scroll through the game? And you have a Star Trek control panel on here.
Yes.
There was like a Star Trek upright, right?
Yeah, there is a Star Trek upright. There's 2, dedicated, and there's a converted.
The captain's chair?
And there's captain's chair. It's actually 3, right?
Right.
So I just threw the Star Trek control panel on here because you kind of.
Because it has Star Trek in it.
Yeah. So we'll go through. The first game is Star Trek, and then if you cycle through, so Space Fury,
which is cool.
Right. Which is.
It's probably the best game on the board, right?
Yeah. This and Zector, I think, which is actually the next game, Zector.
Right. And there's not a menu system. You basically just press the buttons to go from game to game.
That's it. Yeah.
And what is Zector all about? Like Space Duel or something?
It's a little bit like Eliminator, and which is the next game. So you just it's got these cool graphics actually.
Yeah.
Which you
it
don't
looks like the alien chick.
Yeah. There's a few of them actually, and they talk to you like that.
Right.
So, then there's Eliminator, which we played earlier. That you just want to kind of blow up the thing in the middle there, get to the core of it. And then TAC-SCAN, which is actually a vertical game, but
right. And they have it like as a horizontal here.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's interesting.
So, and that's it. And then it goes back.
That's a cool setup, dude.
Yeah. Thanks.
I mean, if you're gonna have a Sega Vector, that's the thing to get.
I agree. Yeah.
And then next to it is an Atari Black Widow. Is this an original dedicated one?
Dedicated, yeah. Dedicated side art, the original Black Widow.
Yeah, because I used to have Black Widow, but I put it in my Gravatar, which is the same cabinet, right? Same profile.
Cabinet. They swapped them out, in fact.
And this is a awesome Atari Vector game. It's basically like a Robotron type game with twin sticks, and except you're killing bugs on this spider web. It's actually it's a pretty deep game actually.
Yeah, it gets a lot of play down here. So.
And then you have a Major Havoc conversion cab, and this was a Space Duel, right?
That's right. This is a Space Duel cabinet originally, and then we threw the
kit in there.
Kit, right.
And I've done a video of my Major Havoc. I have mine, the Tempest, because they made a kits for Tempest and Space Duel and Black Widow and all that stuff.
Right.
And so this is the Space Duel version. You can tell by the smaller marquee here instead of the wrap and all that.
Right.
And then what Jay did though is ultra cool, which is what I want to do, is he put the roller in here because this is the way to play it. Because the original dedicated Major Havoc had a roller, and on mine with the Tempest I have a spinner.
Spinner, right?
Yeah. So. Yeah, the roller is definitely a way to go, and I'm not really sure about this though. These buttons.
Yeah, we'll take care of those LED buttons, but the roller.
He put some lit up buttons in there, which is kind of cool. And then he has a dedicated Atari Star Wars, which, as we know, is one of the best Atari Vector games, right?
Yeah, this actually has the ESP kit in it too. So,
oh, it does?
Yeah, so you can swap between Star Wars and then Empire Strikes Back.
It has the Clay Cowgill kit?
No, actually this is another Vector Labs kit.
It's Vector Labs. And Vector Labs, by the way, did the Sega one, and they do a version for this too.
Yeah, he does a lot of multi-kits.
And how do you switch games on this?
You just hold down the trigger.
Yeah.
The left-hand trigger for a few seconds and the right-hand trigger, and you'll switch over to
And you can switch it while the game is on, right?
Yeah, you can switch it when
because on the Clay Cowgill one, you're supposed to turn the game off.
Yeah, I think you can shut off the
switch.
game and then do something to switch it out. So.
And then next to here is an Atari Food Fight, which is a game that I'm pretty jealous about. I think the cab is so fun.
It's got some good artwork on it, yeah.
And this was designed by those General Computing guys, the guys that did Miss Pac-Man and shit.
Yeah, the guys that actually started with Super Missile Attack.
They did Super Missile Attack, and then they did Miss Pac-Man and Atari Food. I don't know the time.
GCC.
Because like Atari hired them or something after they hacked Missile Command.
Yeah, they went to go work for Atari.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the cab is just sweet though. It's got this giant joystick here.
Yeah, this is hard to find joystick.
Is that like an 8-way joystick or?
It's
4-way.
It's similar to some of the joysticks used in Battlezone. It's
in Battlezone.
It doesn't have the guts, I believe.
Oh, okay.
The same as Battlezone.
Right.
So,
and then over here is my old Punch-Out.
Right. This
is where it is. And so Jay took my old Punch-Out and made it a Super Punch-Out, which admittedly is way cooler. And so you could pull up here. That's like an added. Did you get that from Mike's Arcade?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's got that piece, so you can add it in.
Does he? What about this? Is this a sticker? Or?
Yeah, it's a sticker. Actually, this whole game did this sticker.
Okay.
And so yeah, it's 5-way joystick. You pull up to actually duck.
Right, because on Punch Out you can't do this ducking pull, and so to duck you pull up and your guy goes down. Is that what it is?
Yep.
And then the original knockout blow button. Is it on free play? I just start a game.
Yeah. Well, I can give you credit here.
No, it's okay. I was worried I started a game.
Yeah. So it's got Canadian Bear Hugger as the first guy. So a little different.
Yeah, so Super Punch Out's a lot like the original Punch Out, but all new characters.
Different characters.
Yeah. I love those giant sprites in the game. And then over here is Disc of Tron, which I used to have, and you have now. Actually, this is not mine, but this is a different one. But I mean, that is definitely a prize, man. Disc of Tron rocks.
1, 2, 3.
Looks awesome. And I have a video of my Disc of Tron. And then here's a video of pinball. I know you just picked this up, and right now it's just kind of waiting to get going.
Yeah, I need to do some work to it, but.
And this is a really cool black and white game. It uses like mirrors to kind of project an image over a physical playfield. It's a really neat game.
With some black light.
Yeah, with black light effects and stuff, and the half silver mirror and all that.
Right.
So maybe we can come back later and look at this one. But when you get it going. I like your damage sticker here.
It's damaged. Better.
And then over here you got a Neo Geo 4-slot.
Yep.
Which every arcade needs.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's actually 6-slot.
Oh, it is a 6-slot?
I put a 6-slot board in there, but it's a 4-slot cabinet.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So, is there 6 games in it?
Yeah, so when you select through, it actually blanks out 5 and 6.
I didn't know that. Okay.
So I have, a Bust a Move, and then Arrow Fighters.
Oh, sweet. That's actually good to know. So I can put a 6-slot in mine.
Yeah, you can, and then go back to slot 1.
And you replaced your EL paper, because behind these mini marquees is this EL paper, and he replaced that with new EL paper, and yours is so much brighter than mine. It looks great, man.
Yeah, it's a good upgrade.
I love the Neo Geo. And then over here is a really rare game. This is an Atari Irobot, which is sick, really. I mean, this cabinet is ridiculous. And it's very similar. Well, this is the same as like Firefox, the cabinet, right?
Yeah, Return of the Jedi, Firefox.
Yeah.
All use a similar.
And then Major Havoc is somewhat similar with the fins. It's a little different, but it's similar in profile a little bit. Doesn't have the thick base like that, I don't think. But so iRobot is a really cool game, though. It's hard as fuck. Cause we were playing it earlier today, and I don't know if we want to show a little bit of it.
Yeah, it's got the polygon look, so it's just kind of.
Why don't you play a little bit of that? Because I think it's so neat.
So yeah, the key
it's like Pac-Man right now. You're trying to run over all the red on it, basically.
You want to get all the red. You want to look out for the birds. Don't want the birds at you. And then it's got this different, aspect ratio where you can change by hitting the player 1 button. You can actually change like
the camera angle.
Of the game, right? So you just want to go over all this red.
I mean, this is like a real 3D game, right? I mean, this is hardcore.
And the key is you can't jump when that eye.
There's like an eye up here.
Yeah.
It's kind of
that eye. Right
yeah.
There. And then once you get all the red, you blow the eye out.
And there's different games, right? Now you're gonna play like a Galaga type game or something, right?
Blast off into space and you start.
It's like Space Invaders.
Yeah.
It's almost like Major Havoc in a way. I don't know.
A little bit. It's like a 3D version, but you can avoid all the polygons.
Is there just 2 game modes? Is it that one and the other one?
Yeah, there's a third one. Is
there a boss?
Yeah, well, eventually you hit that eye thing again. Like, he's the boss for every stage.
Yeah.
But there's another game, like, for kids on here, so it's like a doodle game. But so basically, then once you get through that stage, you want to land, and then
Gotcha.
It just becomes hard.
What a cool game, man.
Yeah, cool game.
I'm going to get one of those someday.
Yeah.
I will.
That's it.
And over here is a Marble Madness, which is an Atari System 1 game.
Yep.
I always get confused with the System 2, the Namco.
System 2 are usually the medium resolution games. System 1 are the old raster.
This is medium res, right?
No, this is standard res.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, standard res game.
Oh, I didn't know that. And this is kind of like a universal cabinet. They use it for Roadrunner and Indiana Jones, Road Blasters. And they make all these kits so you can swap out the control panel and the marquee and the board and then get a new game. And like I said, it's like Roadrunner and Indiana Jones. And Marble Madness is... This game's hard as shit.
It is a hard game. It's a great 2-player game. If you got some buddies in the arcade, it's great to play 2-player.
Yeah. And then over here, really, check this out. He has a collection of cabarets, minis, the small little arcade games. And look at this row. It's pretty great. So he's got an Omega Race mini, which is a Midway cabaret. He's got a Miss Pac-Man cabaret, a Galaga cabaret, a Gorf cabaret with a Tron joystick and some plexi over it.
Yeah. I'll swap out the Tron joystick.
I'm kidding.
I didn't do that. Somebody else did it.
And you've got an Asteroids Deluxe cabaret. and a Missile Command Cabaret, which I think is really cool, actually. If I got a Missile Command again, this is the one I want.
Cabaret, yeah.
Yeah, it's just so... It's so neat. I don't know.
Cool.
And a Centipede Cabaret, which I've done reviews of mine, and then back in the corner, a Tempest Cabaret, and I've had that. I've done reviews of mine as well. And then over here is a Nintendo Donkey Kong Cabaret. That's right. And the Nintendo, if you guys have never seen Nintendo Cabarets, they all kind of look like this with this pointy shape, and they have a 13-inch monitor. And they usually have a marquee sticker in the front. It's just a sticker only, right?
Yeah, it's just a sticker. I have a Repro one I have to put on it.
And you've got the D2K kit in here, and you can switch games. So if you press 1 and 2 player, it switches from Donkey Kong to Donkey Kong 2. And Donkey Kong 2 is like a... It's like a game that's been released in the last couple of years. Yeah.
I know, I'm making
And then over here, he's got some really sweet Gottliebs. Mad Planets, which I've done a review of my game. If you guys can look that up. And then Qbert, 2 ultra awesome classic Gottliebs. And then this one, which I'm really jealous of, is Reactor. This one is super rare, man. It's cool as shit.
It's got Scoot's high score.
It's got Scoot's high score, and he's got the 2600 cartridge for Reactor, which is cool.
I think local 413 rebuilt the marquee light.
Yeah, and then Scoots, how do you play this? I mean, I'm not good at it.
You just gotta bounce these guys into the wall without them getting bounced into the wall.
And you just gotta get rid of them to clear the level, right?
Yeah,
that's all it is. And then, what are these things on the side
These are
here?
the control rods, so this
You
is
get, like,
the
bonus
core,
points
and
or
it keeps
something?
getting bigger as the game goes on.
And then when they
so
touch-
if you can knock out all the rods on one side, the core shrinks back down. So it's like you just have less room to maneuver in.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And the music in this game, I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. If you
It's like synthy, like
meltdown era
80s
stuff.
crap. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real cool breakdown.
It's badass. So that's Reactor, and then this one here is Midway Space App, which another game I'm really jealous of. This game is so cool.
It's a good black and white game. I mean, it gets a lot of play.
It's like this cool like reflex game though, and I talked about this at my Fun Spot video, I think, because I was kind of enamored with it when I played it at Fun Spot. There's like 3 different versions of this cabinet too, right?
The Cabaret, and then there's the cocktail version, and then this, yeah.
You have a Cabaret, don't you?
Not of Spaces app.
You don't?
Somebody converted it.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So unfortunately.
So this is a black and white game with an overlay and all that.
Right.
Yeah, it's really cool. And these giant buttons. And you said this is like one of your more popular games down here, right?
People love playing this game.
Yeah, Space App is sweet, man.
Competition game.
And then Super Sprint, and this is kind of like part of the Sprint series, right? Because
That's right. It's like the last
you and I
Sprint.
both had Sprint 2s, right? And which was a black and white driving game, and it was, and they called it Sprint 2 because it was a 2-player game, right?
Right.
And then they had Sprint 1, which was a 1-player game.
Right.
Those were all black and white games. And then at some point later, they started making these color medium res versions.
Medium res, yeah.
Yeah, and this is Super Sprint.
Yeah.
And there's also what's the other
Championship
one?
Sprint is the 2-player version.
Of this?
Yeah. Of this.
Okay.
So that's in a Paperboy like cabinet, and you can swap out.
It
hardware
is.
with Paperboy, yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I love it, man.
yeah.
And that's a fun party game, right?
It's a great 3-player game. You'll get a lot of people to play on this competition,
Yeah. Dude, it's sick. I love that. It takes up a lot of space.
It's a good corner game. If you have a good corner and nobody,
Yeah.
you can't put anything there.
And then over here, you've got some other cabarets you're working on. Because Jay's plan here is you're going to go cabaret crazy. I mean,
All the way
you've
down,
already gone cabaret crazy, right? I mean, look at this. So you're going to go all the way across?
All the way down, cabaret.
All cabarets.
You got it, yeah.
Dude, that's going to be nuts.
I want to have like 15 cabarets.
Like, how many are there? I mean, are you going to get all of them?
No, I'll never go to get all of them, but yeah.
So you got over here, this is Monaco GP, which is a Sega game. And this was kind of like the precursor to Turbo, right?
That's right.
Yeah. I love the little steering wheel, though. It's so cute. It really is. I didn't know it was that small.
This cabinet's actually a really cool cabinet. It's a small size, but it's a fun game. So
Yeah, it is neat. And there's little LED displays
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So this is stuff that Jay's working on right now. And then he's got a Battlezone. Again, I think that if I wanted a Battlezone, this would be the one too.
Cabaret, yeah.
I love the. Actually, this is cool that they did that.
Yeah,
the paper insert in there with the artwork on it. Have you had this going yet?
yeah, it does work. It's just got a little vector issue. So,
Okay.
But it is a fun game.
And then this is a Satan's Hollow Mini, which is another great classic Midway game. And then over here is Mortal Kombat. And this was like one of your first games, right?
It was my first game, yeah.
Yeah. Like D1 or this and
This and
R-Type?
R-Type together.
Yeah.
First games.
And everybody loves Mortal Kombat. Come on. You know, I kind of want a Mortal Kombat. I think the cabinet's so cool.
Yeah.
And then another cabaret. This is a trim line cabaret or a potato trim line.
Yeah. You
It's a Space Invaders mini.
Yeah.
And again, if I got a Space Invaders, I think this is the one I'd want. I think these are handsome little cabinets.
Yeah, trim ones are really nice.
I love the artwork, and this lights up.
That does, yeah.
Sweet. He's got a gyrus, and you know I've done videos of my gyrus, and gyrus again. Everyone loves gyrus. And he's got a Play Choice 10 over here, and you're playing Mega Man, which is sweet. And this was a dedicated Versus cabinet, one of the gray ones, which is the same profile as a dedicated PC-10.
Right.
But PC-10 is a lot more useful.
So I just turned into it.
You got 10 games in there, right?
Yeah.
And then over here is a dedicated Nintendo R-Type, which is really a badass game. Yeah. And then over here, a Whodunnit pin, which is a cool pin. It's got like this slot machine thing in the center, right? It's pretty sweet, Jay.
Oh, thanks.
Is there anything else?
Pole position cockpit. And
Oh
Cheyenne,
shit,
yeah.
we missed that?
Yeah, we missed that, yeah.
Wow, we walked right past the best stuff. So these XD gun games, and this is Cheyenne. And you've got the multi-kit in here?
Yeah, so this is like Cheyenne and Chiller and Combat. Right now it's just...
Chiller is Insidious, by the way.
Yeah, it's a cool game.
I feel guilty when I'm playing that. You're shooting people's arms and...
Blowing them away. Yeah.
So I really like these XD gun games a lot. So that's cool. And how do you switch games in that?
So there's a menu that comes up, but you know, basically, here I can just open.
Well, if it's too much trouble, don't worry
No,
about
it's fine. You just hit the reset button, and then so once the game comes up, you get the collection.
it. So the XD collection.
Right, and then so you just hit the trigger there, and there's the list of games. So Crossbow, Cheyenne, Combat.
What's your favorite of all of them?
I actually like Cheyenne. I mean, I don't know if it's just because this is Cheyenne Cab, but
Yeah.
I like Cheyenne a lot, and Crossbow's a fun game as well.
I've heard this kit's kind of a bitch to keep going and
yeah,
install.
it's a little flaky. It doesn't like the voltages. Like you have
Really?
to make sure you're right on the 5 volts, or it doesn't want to play. You get
No kidding.
NVRAM errors all the time. But once it is running, it is a cool.
It's pretty stable?
Yeah.
And do you have it like set to boot into a game every time, or you always do the menu?
It always goes into the menu.
It
yeah.
does, on
Yep.
reset.
Yeah, when you
I
power
see.
up. Yep.
Okay.
So I just go to Cheyenne. And
Can we just see a little bit of Chiller? Because
sure.
it's so sadistic.
Yeah, sure. We can just go to Chiller and then we just hit the trigger
So
there.
Chiller is a game where you're basically killing people you're torturing people in like a dungeon.
Yeah. It's
And it's so how do we start it?
I think I'd have to put coins in it, but it will go through the attract mode thing. So, or if you want
Can I
to
start a game? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just play it like for a second.
All right. Hold on. I'm gonna do this.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
That's all right. I actually have to like credit it up. That's the one thing with Chiller. It's not set to free play for some reason.
You'd think that if you made a kit, that'd be like a priority.
Yeah. I went to Crossbow. You can edit all this out. So
Nah, I'll leave it in.
screens there. All right. So now when it comes up, so we go to Chiller. Okay, now I'll give it some credits.
I love the insidious screaming.
That's the best sound effect when you coin up the Chiller.
It's hilarious.
So yeah, we'll just
All right.
one player game and then.
You want to play it? Go ahead.
No, yeah, I'll play it. So,
So go ahead and shoot the guy. So what's happening here?
I don't know. This is a torture chamber, so I'll just select.
It says use these clues to find a hidden room or something. So look at this. These people are like, you're torturing them. You're shooting their skin off to show their bones.
Decapitate somebody, their head rolls off. It's nice, and you can do the torture chamber here, squeeze somebody's head down. Yeah.
Dude, this is like Grand Theft Auto 5 in like, 1982.
In the 80s, yeah. It's pretty gory, but, a lot of people actually went after the gore factor back then. I mean,
Dude, that is nuts, man.
you shoot the guy in the head.
I cannot believe that they made this game. I'm actually astonished.
I think this is, if I'm not mistaken, one of the reasons why they came up with the whole rating system, because this
Is
game
that
was
right?
so gory that people just decided,
It was just too much.
yeah.
I mean, can you imagine like a little kid playing this in
In
1982?
the arcades, yeah.
Yeah.
They were like 12.
That's nuts.
So yeah, that's Chiller.
So that's Chiller, which is a weird XD classic. And then over here, I have to admit, I'm pretty jealous of this. Because I love pole position,
I know.
dude. And I was playing yours tonight and I'm realizing, yeah, the cockpit is the way,
It's
to,
the way to go, John.
isn't it?
You need to-
I'm in denial, though. I'm really trying to convince myself, no, John, the upright's the way to go. but I think I'm in denial.
No, yeah, you need to sit down.
I could squeeze this in.
Yeah, totally. You got room for it.
I could.
Because it's the same width.
Dude, this is. By the way, what did you do? This thing's perfect.
Yeah, I didn't do anything. The only thing I did was add the topper.
Yeah, and actually, Sean from my podcast,
he designed that. Right?
He vectorized this and got it printed, and then Take Man at Clov made this metal part that you could mount the label to, right?
That's right.
So was this a label that you got? Did you put this together?
Yeah, it came separate. You had to adhere the label to the...
I really want to put that on top of my game, but I just don't have the ceiling clearance, you know?
Yeah, you need some height there. I barely make it.
But I love pole position.
Yeah, cockpit is the way to go.
It really is, isn't it? It's a perfect spot for it, too.
Yeah, right in front of the pole.
Yep. So, I mean, that's it, right? Is there anything else we want to look at?
Or we did the whole tour.
All right.
That was it. So thanks, Sean.
Well, Jay, thanks for showing me your arcade, bro.
Anytime.
All right, guys, let's go back to the basement. We gotta get out of here, Jay. How do I get out of here? I really like the walls. Guys, there you have it. That was Jay's Arcade, and was I right? Was that collection not great or what? I mean, Jay has some amazing games in that basement, and the takeaway for me was there's two games in particular that I really want now. Number one, and this game's been on my list for quite some time, Reactor. I need to get myself a Gottlieb Reactor in this basement. That game, that cabinet, is just cool. It's a really weird game too. I seem to be gravitating towards these weird games lately, and that's definitely one of them. But I just think it's got the whole package for me. It looks cool, it sounds cool, the gameplay, very interesting and unique, and I really want a Gottlieb Reactor now. So if you guys know of a Gottlieb Reactor that's for sale, I'd love to hear about it, because wouldn't Reactor look great down here? Maybe next to my Mad Planets and my Qbert. I need more Gottlieb games in my life. And the other game I really liked was that Irobot. I thought that game was, that cabinet was wow, for one, and the game was just weird and hard and strange, and I think that would be a fun game to own to kind of get into because it's so different. I really like the different stuff, you know? Believe me, I also like the mainstream stuff like Pac-Man and all that, but that Irobot was just really, really neat. So anyway, there you have it, and you know what? I suspect we'll be going back to Jay's soon, doing some more videos there actually, because I want to go back to Jay's, and him and I talked about this. We want to do some more in-depth reviews of some of his games, some of the more rarer ones. So we might go back and do a Reactor video, or Irobot, or Super Punch-Out, and whatever. We're going to go back there. We'll be visiting Jay's Arcade again, I assure you. So anyway, I think that's it for this week. Actually, not this week. This video here is kind of a bonus video this week. I'm going to get back on track this weekend with the Pac-Man restoration, so look for that on Sunday. And actually, when I was at Jay's, my friend Scoots brought me a Pac-Man Cabaret marquee, which was the missing piece I needed for my restoration. So Scoots, thank you, buddy, for bringing that, and we'll talk about that on Sunday. And then also, I want to remind you guys again about my podcast, Arcade Outsiders. That's every Tuesday night live at allgames.com. Or just go to iTunes and search for Arcade Outsiders. Subscribe to the show. Leave us reviews. Tell us what you think about it. Or listen live, 11 p.m. Eastern Time at allgames.com. And also, my other podcast is Video Game Outsiders at videogameoutsiders.com. So anyway, I think that's it for this video. I'll see you guys soon. Hope you enjoyed it, and later.